Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good frequency of you. This now moment is embodying and bringing all of you to your focus. As you tune in, you are becoming present with yourself. So it's Ria on the run here, just hopping on, and I'm on a little bridge here on my run. And I picked this bridge. It's significant to the role that you guys play. You guys are all bridges. You're the bridges between heaven and earth. It is through you that you bring forth and ground and experience that energy of heaven. As above, as below, you guys are the bridge. You guys are the grounding rod. You guys are the light that's anchoring in heaven. So, the message that I wanted to share, hey, Araceli, namaste, grand rising. Um, so last night and this morning, like usual, I'm always kind of flooded with information, and that's my own clearing. That's my own higher self speaking to me, helping me to bring those little denser energies that I have come to transmute. And so the past couple of days, Spirit's been talking a lot about judgment, and it's taking it to another whole level of understanding for me and perception, and the way that judgment sneaks in. And even even as individuals, that sneaky little fox or that sneaky little judgment will sometimes reveal itself even when we question what we're posting or what we're saying or what we're going through. We will pose it with a mask, Spirit said, as, oh, I want to make sure I had the right intent, or maybe I shouldn't have did that. So judgment shows its face in even ways where we question ourselves. We may worry about how we presented ourselves in the right intent, or being worried about being perceived from the way we wanted. And that's again judgment, judging and worrying about how others perceive us or perceive our life or perceive what we're doing or perceive what we're saying, whether it be just in the family or in a bigger realm, but it still all comes from self. And what Spirit is really saying is, this time, this energy is really, really about transmuting all judgment. When you can understand what judgment actually is, then you can transmute it and you can see it. You can recognize it, that it is just a frequency that is condensed due to our focus. Ah! Whoops. Thank God it's just a little bridge. I'm falling off the bridge. So we're falling. Um, um, okay, so just hold on here. I got to see how that refers to the message. I'm falling. So a lot of times you might feel you're falling. You might feel you're collapsing as we release these energies, and as we become vulnerable and put ourselves out there and own that frequency. So what Spirit is saying is, everything, all judgments, for better, for worse, all the rays of frequency are to be experienced through us. So there is no judgment, there is no black or white, there is no right or wrong, good or evil. It is in the definition and labeling, which is also, Spirit is saying, judgment, based on what we were taught or embodying either on this timeline or another timeline. And what Spirit is saying is, when you can recognize it's just a frequency to be experienced, then you can transmute it. So even in all the times that you might doubt, or like even me, I'll say, oh man, I don't know if I should reword that post differently, or I should have said that differently. I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way or to receive it from a different intent than it was intended. And that's all still not owning that frequency. So as we realize every moment of now is a moment of you to experience a frequency without judgment, you can take ownership of it. And when you can take ownership of it and not resist it, and judging is resisting, it's not allowing, then we can allow the transmutation of it and continue the expansion. So it's no different than, as I was running, Spirit gave that example of an alcoholic who is in denial for many, 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 many years. And it's not that that frequency or that experience is wrong, but they need to take ownership of it. And what do they do when they go to their first AA meeting? They say, my name is so and so, and I'm an alcoholic. And that's just an example. And there's no right or wrong or anything. But the thing that Spirit is pointing out is that in taking ownership of that frequency that you are, then you can work through it. Then you can transmute it. if it's an experience that your physical being doesn't prefer. And that's how we can release it. And it's gladiator, wherever you are, it's all about self acceptance, self compassion. But for me, I need to understand things a little bit deeper. A little, I like to know the root, and I like to get to the explanation of God mind combined with the physical. And what spirit is really saying is when you own your frequency, you allow it, you're accepting it, you are transmuting it, whether it be a good a frequency you prefer to be illuminated and enjoy more of, or whether it's something you're resisting and you don't want to have to go through that cycle anymore. As soon as you stop and say, oh, there's no judgment. This is just a frequency. This is just a frequency to be experienced. And then, in that knowing there's no judgment, you've released it, you've dissipated it, which is same as transmuting it, and then it can go and then it can alchemize into something different in your life, a different experience. And what spirit really also brought to my mind as I was running is, you guys, you know how they always talk about the galactic wars, the wars happening in the universe? Well, the universe is within you, okay? If you are the universe and the universe is you, that galactic war that everybody is talking about, the battling of good and bad and evil and how real it is, yeah, it feels very real in our experience, but it's still representative. It's the outside definition, the outside projection, the outside manifestation of that galactic war within us, the good, the bad, the dark, the light. And all of those are intertwined with judgment. When we don't judge anything, then we can allow it and take ownership of the experience that it is, and then gain the love and light from it, the experience from it. And spirit is saying, yes, even resistance is an experience unto itself. But how long do you want to keep that cycle going? How long do you want to keep it going? And I can think of times, even as a teenager, things that I really focused and judged. Like, as a teenager, a lot of us will go through a lot of tough times, even pimples. I remember thinking, oh my God, I got to get rid of this pimple. Oh my God, I look hard. And I would fight it. And the more I would fight it and the more stuff I would put on it, the more it would break out. That is just a tiny example of how the physical body is manifesting that resistance. But it can be bigger. It can like keep showing itself up in relationships. If you are seeing something in somebody that you don't like, or you're resisting or judging or perceiving as whatever, bad or whatever, if you can just look at it as, oh my God, and honor it and say, wow, this person is experiencing that frequency. It's part of their soul journey. It's why they came. It's all God source energy. And then you can resist it and transmute it. But like always, everything that we experience outside of us is just a mirror of our own energy, our own state of being. And I know so many of you guys have been experiencing a lot of wakeless, sleepless, sleepless nights. And me too. I'll get up for a couple hours, and spirit is really dealing with these energies, our higher self, which is one with us, but we can connect to them when we are relaxed, meditative. Just like I was listening to the song Disturbed, or not Disturbed, Disturbed's version of Sounds of Silence. And it says, I've come to meet with you again, my dear friend. And it's talking about the darkness and speaking and communicating in silence. And that is what the nighttime is. That's what the meditation, that's when we are calm. That's when we are more grounded and centered in our body so that we can feel those energies within us. I've come to meet with you, my dear friend. And anyways, that it's all about that galactic war that we're experiencing, self against self, self with self. And we are at a time where we're really dissipating, transmuting all judgment, because now is the time for the polarities to meet, collaborate, unify as one. And I know so many of my messages and lives lately have been talking about that, how we are the human yin yang, we're the human bridge, we are the portal, we are the string connecting heaven and earth. It's through us and our experience. So spirit is just really bringing that forth, that as we resolve through allowing and recognizing all of those energies are just a frequency to be experienced, then the galactic war will end. The galactic, the physical against countries, the war within us, all of it starts in here, guys. And I find that really beautiful, and it does seem very simplistic, but everything is frequency, everything is energy. And when we condense an energy, we make it tighter and it can't flow and expand. So if we can see it for what it is, again, Spirit is saying, we can recognize it that it is just a frequency to be experienced. There is no judgment. And then you can dissipate, loosen that up, and then gain more light from that experience, more wisdom, more knowledge. Everything. If you really look at that sneaky, you know how they say the devil in biblical, they'll say the devil will appear as an angel. Well, those are all those labels that we say are right or good for us or should do or this is better for us or this way is the way. Yeah, it is positive. If that resonates and that's your frequency to take, great. But even within those, it's like that sneaky little judgment put in there. Everything is a frequency and we will resonate naturally as we allow all of ourselves and accept all of ourselves in the frequency that we're emitting. Everything will just fall into place. The universe and everything, we enter that flow. We enter that unconditional flow of love and light. So I just thought that was cool. I just hey Abuelita Mamacita. I just love my runs because they truly are liberating and they truly are freeing and they always bring forth good news. Freedom. Freedom. Everything is just frequency. It's just an experience. Own that frequency. So they're saying also when we are guided to bring that child forth, that child when it was wounded and unhealed due to that judgment from the beginning. And as we allow that child to come out and be spontaneous, that means you accepting whatever you say or post or do or activity in the sheer joy of the frequency. That's what a child does. They enjoy their frequency in that sheer moment of them. They're not worrying about how they're perceived. They're not worrying about the after effect. They have embraced their frequency in the totality of that moment of them without judgment. And that's another way we our healed, balanced, healed child is coming forth through us, coming forth, not questioning, not wondering, just really embracing the spontaneity, the impulsivity when you're tuned into your heart and trusting in it and letting it come out. And then so many times we do share things and then we find out after that, oh, that really touched someone and really helped them. So the more authentic we are with ourselves, the more trusting we are with our frequency expression in the moment, the more we connect at a heart level for everybody, the more balancing and healing that we bring forth in the world collectively. Hearts speak without speaking. And that's another beautiful line in that song. It talks about so much the line is something about we speak without talking. So even if we're quiet and we don't think we're doing any harm, but we're harboring all that judgment against self, or we're still holding all of those energies in our mind, we're still talking without speaking. So it's just about recognizing that, bringing awareness, be the observer, allow that child to feel and free flow into the frequency that it wants to express. And you guys are all these bridges, guys. You're the portal, you're the bridge of bringing forth as above, as below, the heaven through you to be experienced in the physical through just recognizing all is for us, all is serving us. All right, guys, I just wanted to share that. Thank you so much. Let's see, let's shed some master light blasters out here. Araceli, any any what there? Snakes? No, no snakes. Well, and if there are snakes, they come out in the summer and they're like there are no poisonous snakes in Maine that I'm aware of, for the most part. That's the beautiful thing about the Northeast. We don't have these poisonous spiders, snakes, all the things that you might find in the South or West. Abilita, thank you for shining your light. Paula, thank you for shining your light. Thank you guys for being here now and later. May you all shine in the entirety of all, not just a little speck, but all the love and light that you are